Deepa, will you introduce Maya?
With pleasure. So I'm Deepa Kalkunte, and I've been mentoring Maya for the last 4 months. She is a 7th grader from Rancho Milpitas Middle School, and having an exciting journey over the. She's introduced me to Minecraft while working on a Java project, and it's been exciting to see her learn Java as well as be able to produce something that she's always wanted to do in Minecraft. So without stealing her thunder, I just want to give it up to Maya here and let her explain her wonderful project and what she's been able to accomplish over this mentoring session. Take it away, Maya.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Maya. I'm in 7th grade and I attend Rancho Milpitas Middle School in Milpitas. Next slide, please. Okay. My mentor was Deepa Karkunte. She works at Wells Fargo and her role is an engineering manager. She's originally from India, but currently lives in Richmond, Virginia. Some of her hobbies are tennis, and she enjoys doing crossword puzzles and reading books. So for my project, I chose to do a coding project using Java in Minecraft. If you don't know what Minecraft is, it's a video game in which players can create and break apart various kinds of blocks in 3-dimensional worlds made out of these little tiny pixels. And so for my project, there's many materials, and so I really wanted to add a new material, which in my case I chose chalcedony, which is a blue crystal. And I selected this project because I really enjoy Minecraft, and I thought it'd be so cool to try to change it a little bit and add my own items and add my own little twist to it. So I've learned through this project, I've learned the basics of Java, how to use the development environment I'm using, which is called IntelliJ, which basically helped me create this entire program. And one of my favorite things was how to search for all of the errors. There is something called the event log, and using the event log, you can, if you scroll down through when you're opening up the program, you could see all of the errors and the warnings, and then that'll tell you exactly what you need to fix and where it is. So that was, I don't know why, but that was one of my favorite parts. And I've also learned the SDLC, which is the Software Development Lifecycle, which takes you through the requirements of your software and then through many other steps, and that helped me kind of set what I want to do, and it's also used kind of like in the real world. So that's something interesting I learned. So for this project, I coded a chalcedony block and a chalcedony ingot. Chalcedony and an ingot, if you don't know, is a condensed piece of a brick of condensed material. So usually it's like a type of metal. So for example, you might have heard of a golden ingot or golden nugget, and a golden nugget and a golden ingot is basically the same thing. It has like the same shape. So a chalcedony ingot would be kind of like a gold nugget, but condensed chalcedony. And 9 chalcedony ingots create 1 block, and if you break down 1 block, then that creates 9 chalcedony ingots. And for that, I needed to code recipes. Okay, so next slide, please. Thank you. My highlights were being able to develop my own materials in Minecraft, which later then you can create different items and use the materials to build. I really enjoyed having a one-on-one mentor to help me every time I was stuck and every time I needed to come up with something creative, which my mentor did a great job of. That was really helpful. I also learned how to use certain programs such as IntelliJ, which can definitely help in Java way more than like a lot outside of Minecraft itself. My lessons learned were always check the event log to find errors and warnings. I had a huge error that was coming up, which was preventing me from doing everything, and all it was a simple spelling error that I didn't catch. And the event log kind of was like, oh, I don't recognize what you wrote there. Could you please change it? So, and I looked back and I was like, and I wrote the wrong, just one simple word that made the entire program not work. And then I fixed that. Thankfully, it worked. Making sure to have the right syntax was another lesson learned, and never rush over the basics of Java. Make sure you actually understand what you're doing. That was a big one. I remember in the beginning, I kind of wanted to just get to the project, as we all would, so I kind of skipped over a few of the lessons, and then I was having problems. I didn't understand what I was actually coding. I was just playing with it and just trying to copy a little bit of what other people were doing, which wasn't really useful because I didn't understand what I was doing. So then I went back and kind of redid it, and I kind of learned it, and it was so useful because then I could actually think of why I wasn't working myself. Some of the challenges were to download the Forge. The Forge is basically it's a copy of Minecraft that helps you run the mod quickly, which helps you test the mod. And that was really useful because otherwise I would have to download the mod and then edit it every single time I wanted to test it, which would just take so many more hours. Another challenge was overcoming the errors when coding. Oh no, I accidentally wrote iron block. I meant chalcedony. Sorry, when coding the chalcedony block, which was basically because of that one spelling error. That was kind of what held me back, was that one spelling error that messed up the entire thing. And then the last one, which was probably like the worst one, was getting the textures to show up in Minecraft. So the textures are like the interface, how it shows up once you're already in the game. Later on, you'll see the little image, the blue image, that's how it shows up in the game. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so this is the code for the block and the item and the ingot, which is an item, which in Java is called an item. So on the right, there's the item. It wasn't that complicated. The properties, you can see it says new item.properties. Those are the properties that help it be its own item and not a copy of, for example, an iron ingot. And then on the left is the block, which was a little harder. And I think you could see the imports at the very top. I had a problem with the import before. I think it was with the item group. So I did import dot. I think it was JK Shorn. It was, and then dot, and then the net dot Minecraft Forge, the rest of it, which was holding me back, and I didn't catch it. And then later, monitor helped Miss Deepa. She came back, and we kind of looked through the code, and we found that. Yeah, that was one of the problems, but we got over it. So, next slide, please. And this is more code. So as I was saying before, 9 ingots make 1 block, and then 1 block makes 9 ingots. And so for this, you need a recipe to tell the program, oh, you need to take 9 of these ingots and make them into 1 block, or else it wouldn't know. It wouldn't do anything if I put 9 ingots or 1 block. So I used 2 different methods. For the ingot to block, I used a shaped recipe, and then for the block to 9 ingots, I used a shapeless. So the shaped was in the game. There's 9 little squares that help you. So 3 rows of 3 that tell you basically, like, let's say if you wanted only 3 ingots, and then just like the middle row, then you would have to tell the program, oh, only put 3 ingots in the middle row. So on the left, I don't know if you can see on the, like, near the top, there's like 9 X's, and those are basically the slots, and telling the computer, make it in that shape, in that certain shape. Make sure that all of the ingots are in that certain shape, or else it won't work. And then on the right is shapeless, so it's just counting at the bottom. It says count 9, so if there's 9 ingots from left to right, top to bottom, that's the order that it goes in, then it'll, it doesn't matter what shape it's in, as long as there's 9, it'll work. Oh, and at the bottom, there's also where it says the very bottom part, that's the event log. So once you run the system, that's where all of the errors and the warnings and everything else that works shows up. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the setup plus the launching. On the right, we have the tree map, which was everything, all the files and all the folders that you needed to get this program to work. Some of them are already pre-made that came with Minecraft. So when I downloaded the folder, it already came with it, and then some of them I added and had to modify to get it to work. On the right, again, you can see the back image where it's blue, the kind of teal part, that's the event log. And then in the front is Minecraft actually launching, and that's how it looks when the actual game is launching, except it doesn't have the memory heap, so the yellow part, and it doesn't have the blue part. It just has the Mojang Studios and the loading sign. Next slide, please. On this side, I have an example of it launching. So as you can see in the top, I clicked the launch, and you can see, and then I sped this part up because it takes a really long time. There you can see the event log, and then the actual forage popping up. Then it's loading. And then eventually they go away. The yellow part, it goes away. And then that's the actual game, how the game looks. And then I clicked play. Once again, I sped this part up because it takes a while. Yeah. And as you can see in the background, it's like made up of little tiny pixels. That's kind of like the trademark of Minecraft, is these little tiny pixels that create bigger objects. So, playing the train. And there you can see the block. Here I'm going to break it. It's kind of laggy. So as you can see, it's an actual item that you can break. And then in the bottom taskbar, you can see that there's 64 ingots. That's the crafting table where you can make the 9 ingots into blocks, into one block. But here I spread it out evenly, so then there were, I think, 7 blocks. So then when I clicked shift, you can see that it made a chest on a new block. So then I put it, and it's in the lower, yeah, right there. So then I put it, I put 1 block, and as you can see, it makes 9 ingots. Then if you add them on top of each other, they all add up. Yeah, and then okay, and then here I'm gonna show you the texture for the block. So you can't place iron any just any ingots, but you can place the blocks. So this is me placing the blocks, and then if you stand on it, it's not transparent, you won't fall through it, it's a solid object. And then here I'm showing you all the different sides of the block. Yep, those are all the different sides. And I made the texture in a program called GIMP, which basically is just another program where you can draw whatever you want, and that's the program that I drew the block in. And then I think there's one more slide after this. Yeah, so here is just screenshots of, as you saw in the video, me creating the ingots into blocks and then the blocks into ingots. Then you can see the texture. So thank you so much for watching this presentation. Thank you so much to my mentor, Miss Deepa, for helping me. This wouldn't be possible without her. This was such an amazing experience. I think definitely after Magic, I will definitely look into Java more, and I'll continue this project in making more items with chest identity. And I also want to thank my brother and my dad's friend on the side. They helped me in the very end to get the texture going. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Fantastic job, Maya. And there are so many comments about how wonderful it looks. It looks amazing. That's so cool. Pernika loves playing Minecraft too, so loving that. Great job. We have time for a few questions, so please feel free to take yourself off of mute or drop a question in the chat for Maya.
Hi, Maya. This is Robert Young. I really like the Minecraft. Out of curiosity, I noticed that you started with the cube shape. Would it be possible to use other shapes, do you think?
I think, so what do you mean, like the little pixels, or in the end, the block itself being in a cube shape?
The block itself. I was thinking, if I wanted to see spheres, like 9 spheres, can I do that?
Yeah, definitely. If I drew a sphere instead, that would definitely work. You could do that. And it would be the same thing. I think you would have to, in the code, in one of the parts, I think I registered it as a cube with 9 sides. So I think I would have to change that to a sphere shape and base it off the snowball, which is a sphere shape. And then yeah, definitely it would work as a sphere as well. But it wouldn't roll unless I coded it to. That's a little more complicated. I still don't know how to do that yet. But
No, I got you. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Maya. This is Sheetal. Wonderful work. I have just one question. So, did you face any challenging or the frustrating moment, like when you were coding all these stuff? Was there anything like which took little time to debug or anything? I mean, something like that.
Yeah, so as you can see the recipe where I made the 9 ingots into block and then the block into 9 ingots. When I was doing the 9 ingots into a block, that was really frustrating because as I said earlier, there was that one error. I think there was 2 letters switched around. I think so. That was super frustrating because I remember I was in the library because the internet was down. And Miss Ira, I think, was helping me, and we didn't figure it out. And then my computer was dying. That was super stressful. And then I spent like almost a week trying to figure it out. And then I was on a meeting with Miss Deepa for my weekly meeting, and then we were looking through it, and we found in the event log that it said, "Oh, didn't recognize," and then the misspelled version of it. So then we went back and checked, and in fact, it was misspelled. So that was super frustrating, but I think in the end, it was kind of accomplishing to see it work finally, the entire thing in Minecraft. So yeah.
Thank you.
It's truly remarkable, Maya, that you really understood on the entire end-to-end how it all works. And I remember that one meeting we tried to have with you in the library, and you had like 5% power, and we were trying to look at the code IntelliJ. Really great work.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Great job. All right. Up next,